That you're joining for president 2022. Are you ready to be president? Are you boarding?
No. I'm glad I tried politics at a very young age. Was I 30? And I'm barely 40. I'm almost 40. It showed me that politics is not something to do. Because there is nothing good there. There is nothing good. I'll rather give my theories and my opinion as a law professor and lecturer.
You'd rather paint the dogs.
And,
Daktari, allow me to tackle you on that one. Allow me.
You can't tackle my tackle.
No.
You are untackling my tackle. You are simply untackling my tackle.
I am adding the tackle to your tackle and tackling it also. Iyo kitu umesema is the reason why we are in the mess that we are in today. But I am not blaming you. Because the system did you so bad, it showed you things that you don't want to ever see again.
Daktari alieleza umeona baba. Daktari yeye ndio hiyo story.
Na huko umeona baba hiyo siku. You know, that is the problem. We fail to support young people. Daktari Ojwanga atasimama senator for Nairobi, alafu mimi niende kupigia vipindire kura because alinipatia ka 200 bob mahali. Anapitanga hapo kwa kona buruburu akinirushia kachuani kila siku. Manze si mjinga ni mimi. And we have this reservoir of knowledge and wealth and ideas and we fail to give it an opportunity.
Lakini Ojwang ni kama alipewa warning tayari ya kushika.
Kwani ulitingizwa mahali?
You know, no, for real, true story. My cousin, Rogers,
Hi, Rogers.
And we met Magaya. Who is his good friend. Magaya kasema huyu cousin yako anatafuta wapi ati Rangwe. But Rangwe si kuna mtu.
Ukashinda kuna mtu aje.
Kuna mtu. Imagine how sincere and fair he was. Because he's talking to friends. No, kuna mtu. Kuna oner Rangwe.
Unajua kuna
akaniambia mahali bado tumebaki nayo ni mbili. Huko kwa Kinobure kuna mambo huko na coast there was somewhere where there were two powerful people. But the rest tumemaliza. I didn't hear. Or I heard but I didn't listen.
You could not digest it.
You realize that wananchi are the problem. And you see, I really understood our people. Because our people said, we have a bigger war. You are young, we love you, but we are dealing with national issues. So now, Baba has asked us for soldiers to help him at the national.
Na wewe kai soja.
Na wewe, you are not the most loyal knife in the nini. And by the way, you know, after a while, I've really been thinking that will I have survived as a politician? And immediately after that, I got a job in University of Nairobi, interviewed by Magoa. He was the VC. Kwanza nikaambiwa interview ni saa 12. You know, I thought they were joking. But because I was desperate for a job, nimeacha siasa, nimenini, I got there at 6:30. Kapata Magoa is interviewing the fourth person. When I go to the interview, young man, where are your papers? Are you not glad you didn't win politics? That is Magoa. Kamwambia, but you see, I'll rather be in politics than write academic papers that nobody read, that collect that. So fair enough. So when can you start? When can you start? As soon as possible. Okay, the rest of the panel, muulize question. He's done, and he's the chair. So he gave me the hint that you are already hired. Actually, there I was just saying, you know, let me just get a cup of tea, even if this job backfire, but at least I will have done it. I was just making fun. But will I have survived? Because I'm seeing people that I respected, even like Otiende Amolo. Will I have survived? Because you explain something, alafu unaambiwa, by the way, nani, your party leaders changed into this. Unasema, yes, you know, you guys think what he meant was that Malala arrested himself. No, what he was actually saying that morning, that become your own. What the party leader meant is not that Malala arrested himself. You see, what Malala he meant was that Malala would have called him as a friend hizo nonsense singeweza. So I'm wondering whether I will have done be a good politician. Probably it is tough to be a politician in Kenya. And you can sympathize with them. Most of them get there with very good intention. You know me, that's why I don't even comment about Pasaris. I've spoken to her. And she has told me her story. I've spoken to Junet. By the way, this is interesting. So when I was bitter,
the cow.
Venye nimenyanganywa ticket, then I met Junet. Junet gave me his story. I said, wow, kumbe nilikuwa mbali, hakuna kitu ilibiwa. I was so far from this thing because Junet amefanya nomination, ametangazwa mshindi, amefika Nairobi. Mimi hata sikufika Nairobi, na returning officer.
Wewe kumalizia vile.
Na returning officer. Junet ameambiwa sasa ongoje certificate. Junet, somebody calls Nani, who was the election leader, was he this guy, the state house controller, alikuwa anaitwa Kibet, Franklin Migori mmefanyaje? Migori ni nani? Na alafu Junet anamwambia uliza ina ile oria ya Migori. Na huyo oria ya Migori mumempa? Ati huyo ni Pesa, John Pesa. Junet is telling me
John Pesa
amepewa. John Pesa was an MP also. Junet na akuwin. Junet told me we walked outside to check whether oxygen still exists in this world. Akaivuta mara mbili very fast. Then he sat down. Then immediately picked this phone. Akapigia nani? Akapigia, he knew the bodyguards of Raila. So that's why I'm saying I realized how far I was, because he knew them. Akawapigia akawambia, baba ametoka Northeastern but atakaa in this hotel within an hour. Junet went there. Junet kufika huko akapata kina Jacoyo Midio. Wakamwambia wewe toka hapa. Kwanza wewe unajua umenini? Wewe ulishindwa huko. Then wakaanza kunini. Baba akachukua vitu zake, yeye naingia kwa gari. Akafuata baba akamwambia baba, hii si haki. Baba akamwambia Junet, unajua wamesema ukipewa ticket Wajaluo watachoma msikiti ya Migori. Akasema but I was a mayor there. This is not fair. Wakaingia kwa gari yake. Yeye anafuata baba na gari, and baba anaenda mbele yake. Then baba akampigia akamwambia Junet, we have changed. You are the candidate. Junet akasema no baba, I'm just escorting you up to home. So I'm asking Junet why, ananiambia you'll understand why. Wakafika nyumbani, Junet kila sani ongeza chai. Ongeza chai. Within sijui saa 2 hapo. Simu to baba. Nyongo and Dalmas and
Dalmas Otieno.
And nani Karoli Omondi. Mzee, hii mambo ya Migori wezi enda hivi. It cannot be Junet. And you know Junet is listening. Raila anamwambia, nani ameweka huyo Junet? Nani ameweka huyo Junet? Ama ni huyu oria wao huyu wa UBC ndiye ameweka hiyo jina yake. And he's smiling. Then anafunga simu. Junet ongeza chai. He refused to leave because he knew what could happen. Then another phone call. Baba, tunakuja kwako. Msikuje, mimi nimelala. And he's smiling. And Junet now, you know, so I understand what Junet was guiding. Then kufika saa 4 list imeenda is when Raila calls Ongera to confirm something. Ongera anamwambia nimetoka ofisi na list imeenda. That's when Junet said finally. The next day they were in IBC complaining, including Baba, that you know what, Junet ameforge certificate. But he knew very well how nini. ODM imepeleka kesi High Court that Junet has forged the certificate. Junet is the ODM candidate, but all the privileged t-shirt na gari ya ODM, Pesa amepewa because he has the connection.
John Pesa.
Yes. So then, siku ya kesho wanapeana the IBC you do nomination, Junet don't have certificate. Amekuja Nairobi, amepewa certificate. Ameambiwa, by the time you get there will be an injunction that your certificate is fake. Somehow Junet is telling me ukiona nikisupport Raila, my friend, don't joke. So politics, and I'm giving this Rosafi because I'm now letting the bag out because Junet is my friend.
The bag out of the cat. Or the cat out of the
right, because he gave me these details, but it helped me to heal. I realized, wow. kumbe nilikuwa mbali sana. Even when
hata unajua bodyguard.
Mimi sikujua hata bodyguard. Mimi sikukua in the dining hall. Bado
hata ungefuata baba ukunywa chai.
Sijui kwake. And all this. So when you see these politicians sometime
worshiping
say that I'm a cow. And you told me, Bana, yes, it is not out of foolishness. It is out of abundance of caution. And do you know what? They have marked wananchi. Because when they came, we were very mad because Cyprian Aweti in Homa Bay, we didn't want him. Then wakasema unajua, usipopea baba governor, umemnyanganya shati. Usipompea mbunge, umemnyanganya longi. Usipompea women rep, umemnyanganya viatu. Sasa wewe as a reasonable person, do you want baba to be naked? A few people shouted atembe tu naked sijali, but the majority said enyewe venye mmelete hiyo si vizuri mzee atembe naked. So because it doesn't make sense. Why should our leader walk naked? So it is when you have not got close to politics, you are so idealist. You know, I've lowered your expectation, my friend, isn't it? When I talk to you, you wonder, is this the same Duncan? Because the reality hit me. Of what is there, and we should continue with the ideal, but we should also understand the practical, what is on the ground. Even when you see, for example, even Raila shaking Uhuru's hand, you might find that the reason could surprise you. So you might go there with your clean heart or whatever heart, but you find that the system, and you said it last time, that people who joined there that you thought were maverick and were going to bring change, you get there and you are told, it is like when you go to university. When I teach even in USIU, the first orientation, kila mtu ako natural, wamefaa vizuri, but as years go, the clothes get lesser, the nini, ukiwauliza hobby, hakuna mtu sasa anasema,
the working style changes.
Hakuna mtu sasa anasema hobby kama sijui visiting grandma. It is, I like hiking, atajui how to spell that.
I like bowling.
I'm into bowling, I'm into baking, na nikupika tu ugali. Or an excuse of it. I'm into making new friends, Hakuna mtu anasema mimi unaendaga kijiji na gotea wazee. I'm into making new friends. I'm into traveling, I'm into traveling. Na hiyo traveling inaweza kuwa ushago. So people behavior get modeled and shaped by our environment. So is the politician. Thanks.
Daktari, I'm going to have a very good week.
Daktari has killed us on Monday.
Daktari has killed it.
There's something, Lucia, as I throw it to you. Yesterday, I watched some interview of Chris Grube. I don't know if you did. And it's quite interesting how you are speaking out. And you realize there's a lot of hypocrisy in Kenyans. So Chris Grube was being told how he became, I was being asked how he became successful. And the story was, according to Chris Grube, he says he has never worked for government. He has never been appointed by government. He has never this and that and this and that. This is a man who chaired Kenatco. He chaired and collapsed Kenatco. Kenya National Taxi, whatever companies. You remember at the airport? Yeah. He is a man who collapsed Uchumi. And this is a man who was sitting on and I think as you grow old and as your day starts withering, there's some kind of reality check that gets into you. And you realize that life is in vain. If you heard the way this guy is speaking, I mean, he speaks with a lot of pretense and hypocrisy to an extent that you feel like he's sorry for himself. Nikasikia kama ile story ya motivational speakers wanasemanga ati nilianza biashara ya hoteli na maragwe mbili. Ama nilianza poultry farming na two feathers. Now I have all those things. Those things. The kind of hypocrisy and lies that lies in the system in Kenya. And there's something, and you actually said that the reason why he has never joined politics because there's nothing to enjoy in politics. These are guys who have supped and suckled from the titties of politics and systems. I mean, Chris Grube, according to me, I saw flat lies and a struggled effort to make the struggle look clean. When you talk about these are people who have siphoned and collapsed the governments. alimaliza Kenatco today ni scrap metal zinabaki. Uchumi has closed shop, and Uchumi, by the way,
Uchumi
it does not rent.
Uchumi.
Yes, Uchumi does not rent. Uchumi operates from their own premises, but Uchumi makes losses. And you ask yourself, what kind of mad F is this? And Chris Kirubi sits pretty and tells that he has never worked for government, he has never operated under government,